Alright, hello, and it's the number 43, maybe 44 of my accountability to myself. And today, before I'm going to tell what happened per day, I would like to mention about my appreciation for those people who literally watch those videos, because personally, I don't really care. Does this video have like 1,000 views or 100 or 1 view? For me, very important if there's a person who watches. Like it's not really important, but it's something precious because everyone can click it and turn it off. It just depends on how YouTube decide, like how many people will be able to see this in their recommendation. So it doesn't mean anything, but if someone is really watching this, it's really precious to me because, for example, during the last video, the duration of watching was really longer than usually, even though there are about 8-10 views. So that's cool and I appreciate it. Today my day started as normally at 7:20. I wake up, morning routine, nothing special, and today in the morning I did articulation 15 minutes and I revised my notes because it's something important that I would like to implement in the morning of my routine. First, articulation, I'm so lazy to do this in the evening, and it's really better to do in the morning. Second, notes that inspires me, that reminds me about ideas I was studying, for example, yesterday, and it allows me for till the end of the day to reflect on those ideas and to think more about them, because I was even watching yesterday in the evening when I went to have my dinner. I was watching a video by one guy who was explaining how important it is to study all different kinds of knowledges, how they compound and allow to broaden our perspective, having, as a result, having better solutions for any issue, any question we have in this life. And studying a lot of knowledge, it doesn't mean just consume everything, because at the same time you need to think about this, must be able to comprehend this. And the best way of studying, like I'm agree with this, is to teach someone. When you are trying to teach someone, that's why always when I'm studying something, I'm trying in my words imagine that I have to explain it to someone, and I'm trying to formulate this sentence or this paragraph that I want to explain, and it always works. And if I'm unable to do this, it means I didn't really understand well the topic. And today, for example, I will mention about this. So morning, some things that I would like to implement. Today I did it. Tomorrow I'm not sure. Normally I need several days, maybe even several weeks to get used to do this regularly without remembering about this. So it was only first day. It doesn't mean anything. Gym, minor stuff, and oh yeah, I forgot to mention, before I went to the gym, I was studying French for 1 hour. When I returned from the gym, I did some stuff and I was studying French for 1 more hour. After that, English 1 hour, reading a book 30 minutes, and working with English words 20 more minutes. And in total, I have only 3 hours and 50 minutes of studying, which almost nothing. Honestly, compared to 7 hours to 8 hours when I was studying, it's almost nothing. But at the same time, I started dedicating myself to overall knowledge. For example, today I was studying psychology a bit more, and one very interesting concept, one really interesting concept about 20 years of 20 years of civilization cycle. Yeah. And it's really interesting because it says that each 20 years the system repeats. So those 28 years, they are divided into 4 parts. 4 parts when in the beginning everything grows. Second part when everything is stable and everything is good. Third part when everything what happens like inflation, everything starts decline. And the last part when everything whether collapses or restarts and the circle starts again. It not exactly happens every 28 years, but in average it's around 28 years. It requires about 28 years, and I wanted to study about this more because I was reading, then I needed to have my dinner and I wanted to watch a video, and I literally didn't find any video in English to watch about this, which is really weird. And I want to read about this concept tomorrow even more, because I would like to explain about this better, but I'm not sure that I understood it really good. And as I noticed, normally I need more time to comprehend it. Even if I'm studying a topic, I need some time to memorize, to comprehend, to repeat it several times, to genuinely remember this. It sounds weird, genuinely remember. I mean to really remember the information. And now I'm not really focused on studying all those numbers, like that it must be studying like 5 hours, 6 hours, like 4 hours. It's kind of good, 3 hours, 50 minutes. In addition, that I'm studying other stuff, especially normally when I study another stuff, I study it in English. Therefore, I can find some new vocabulary, which can be compounded to study in English, and it's kind of great, also great. I don't know. I didn't even write down how long I spent studying all this stuff. I guess it's about 2 hours. I guess, yeah, about 2 hours. And I noticed there's a thing. For example, today, when I returned from the gym, I started studying really late. It was almost 3 p.m. So I basically wasted maybe about an hour. Oh yeah, I had an issue, by the way, with my laptop. The site OpenAI, which provides ChatGPT, didn't work on my laptop. I didn't know why. I spent an hour trying to fix it. I couldn't fix it. I abandoned this idea, and then in 2 hours everything got fixed on its own. Yeah, weird. And as I wanted to mention, it's sometimes hard to start studying, but after beginning, if I started, I cannot really stop. So there are sometimes moments when I need to stop. I need to go to eat, for example, to eat my meal. Yeah, and I can't stop. Like I'm just studying and I'm following this process. So it's really interesting, and I want to overcome only one thing. The moment when I start studying, because if I will be able to return from the gym and begin my education immediately, I will be more productive, literally more productive. Yeah. All right, that's basically all for today. I'm glad that nowadays I'm kind of diving deeper and deeper into studying. I'm becoming naturally curious about this. It's not even about forcing myself, because, for example, studying English, French, I'm trying to execute it as soon as possible, just in order to start studying some other stuff, as psychology, those different concepts, to break down everything that I was reading in the book, by the way, because about this concept of 28-year civilization cycle I read in a book that I'm reading. So yeah, there are a lot of information, knowledge to work with, to comprehend, and it's really cool. I guess it really makes our mind to grow and to expand its boundaries. All right, and without being said, that's everything for today, and see you next time.